Happy New Year, everyone. It's the first full week of 2026, and the Kapoq team couldn't be more excited about both what we've accomplished in 2025 and what's coming down the pipeline this year. One of our core tenets at Kapoq is that we truly listen to our customer feedback and collaborate with our partners to develop features and capabilities that you need and use every day. We thank you for your continued partnership and are excited to look back on some of the most popular releases of 2025 and share a sneak peek of what we're working on in 2026. We've had a pretty remarkable year at Kapoq, and Courtney, the product development side, the things that we've done to improve the features and functionality have been remarkable. The strides we've made to collaborate with customers, to develop features that supported their needs, have been shown to be rewarding. We've had client success stories, case studies, feedback from customers around ad performance and efficiency, sales growth, improved workflows, time saved. I can go on and on. But what's most important, I think, is that we stuck to our core principles and building a platform customers use to run their business on a day-to-day. When Courtney look back at 2025, what do you think stood out to you and how we guided the direction this past year?
Yeah, I think you really touched on it. Our customers drive our product. So we do not just go, oh, this sounds great, and we build it. Our customers tell us what they need. We take that back. We talk internally about what we can accomplish and when. And then we look at our resources and we decide when we can do those projects, what we can do side by side, and we get it done.
For sure, I agree. What goes on behind closed doors, what our customers don't see, is the collaboration we have between CS, product, sales, and how frequently we're meeting a constant lockstep and in communication on the features that are driving our prioritization. But yeah, it's been a remarkable year, Courtney. Should we reflect on what we've done in the past year and dig through some of the highlights?
Absolutely. And this is the part where hopefully I don't talk too much because we did a lot in 2025. And so I'm hoping to touch on some of the highlights, but obviously our customers get our release notes every couple weeks. So they know that we've done a ton and this is just the top of it. There's so much that we got done this year. So I'll go down a few of the major points we have. So in advertising, we're keeping flexibility top of mind, and we have some larger projects in the works, but we really are focusing on things like additional settings. So we did release a new VCPM setting so that you can display your sponsored display stats either by CPC or by CPM. And then I think probably the bigger one was our new bid mode setting. So this actually influences our bidder and how it calculates our bid suggestions. Previously, it was set, you can only do that by ACOS, but now you can actually choose if you want to do it by ACOS or by max CPA. So now we're allowing you to actually influence that bidder a little more and determine what's important to you. And we hope to expand on that and do more than just ACOS and CPA in the future, but that was a pretty major step for us as well on the advertising side.
For sure. It's a testament to just having more functionality. I think that this actually stemmed from a customer request. Having both methodologies really offers that flexibility that we continue to provide.
And we didn't stop there. Inventory, very important. So we did finally get pan-EU support in there with our restock recommendations and inventory alerts. So I don't know if you remember, but previously, we were just taking the same restock recommendations for each pan-EU item, and basically it was duplicating it. So we were finally able to basically aggregate that data together to give you one restock recommendation for those specific items. They have their own home that they live in now. They have their own tabs and the alerts. So it's truly giving you a correct restock recommendation. We do have a lot of users who are in the EU, in the UK, and really needed to be able to see that for correct inventory levels. So that was a big one for us. And then the one we were asked about all year, AWD inventory insight. So that one took us a minute, but we were very happy to be able to get the few metrics that were offered visible in our platform. So that would be what is currently in the AWD warehouse, what is currently on the way to the AWD warehouse, and then what is on the way from an AWD warehouse to FBA. So finally, we've started to gather that. We know that Amazon is working on more APIs for AWD. And so as soon as those are released, we're going to start pulling more of that in. But at least we're able to provide that visibility and then pull in those FBA units as part of our inbound as well.
Yeah, the foundation's for sure there for AWD, but it seems like from the customer side, it's still emerging. Adoption isn't fully rolled out across all of our customers and how they might be managing supply chain.
I got one more thing for inventory, and that is SKU unit forecast. Year before last, we released our workbook. A lot of people really loved it, but we know that we have bigger plans for it. And we were able to, this year in 2025, start bringing some of that into the app, which is our ultimate goal, was to have that full workbook as a workflow in app. And so now you can upload those unit forecasts at the SKU level, save them in Kapoq, and then actually make edits. So you can see at the SKU level all of the settings, you can save them down. You can download those forecasts with the saved settings. So we're really excited that we have a piece of it in app, and we hope to continue building off of that in 2026.
Yeah, I really love student forecasting. And one of the highlights for me is being able to tell our customers all that energy and effort they put into building their forecast is retained now. You can leverage what you've already established and reference that in your next forecast that you're building.
So aside from inventory, AMC offerings. AMC was such a hot topic last year and the year before. We were able to launch several preset queries, such as path to conversion, new to brand customers, and custom configurations as well. So our users could pick date ranges and time zones. And that was just the beginning. We gave them some really nice visuals, some nice grids, but we know that ultimately this is leaning towards custom queries and then audiences, which we'll talk about a little later in this segment.
Yeah. Customers, I think, were also intimidated, like the non-technical teams, by AMC. They went from we should use AMC to getting a ton of value out of the insights we've been able to expose and applying those insights to their business. So it's been a powerful update.
Yeah. We're trying to simplify it for those who need it, and then we'll continue building more robust things for those power users. And then we know that everyone has different ways of doing reporting, and Kapoq, we're growing, we're building things constantly, but we know we can't keep up with everyone's very specific reporting needs. So Data Link we launched, I think, just before the beginning of this last year, but it has exploded. We have so many more things in there. And this is really raw data that our customers can use to build their own reporting through things like Looker Studio. And so we really ran with it. It really started out as just advertising data, but now we have vendor and seller traffic, sales, inventory, purchase orders. We've added local marketplace currency. We have other seller data. And then we've added even more advertising data. So portfolios, search terms, ads. So we've only started putting things in at the ASIN level for the non-advertising pieces. We still have other levels to add. We still have other data sets to add. So we're going to continue doing that.
Yeah, totally. And I think we already are experts in managing data, right?
Yeah.
We hook up to the APIs, we are storing it, we're processing it, we're reacting to times when Amazon deprecates these APIs. The data link is remarkable, and in that there's been such good feedback from it. And I feel like we're just also scratching the surface in the various ways people are using data. So it's cool to hear what our customers are doing with it. AI agents, providing the recommendations. It's a very exciting little addition that levels up not only what we offer, but how our customers would offer their own services to their clients.
Yeah. And then we talked about it for a while, but we were able to integrate with one notification and the notifications API, which was any offer change. And just that one notification has been a pretty big game changer for us. So we were actually able to bring in our first real near-time alerts to Kapoq, 2 of them. Actually, we started with buy box change, and then more recently we have price change, that's crazy. If you remember back when we both started, back in the early days of Kapoq, buy box data for us via reporting was 48 hours old. It didn't help. what were you going to do with that data?
It's extremely delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not useful. With this API, now not only are we getting notifications every 15, 20 minutes or so, we can see who the other sellers are that are in the buy box, what that price is, if they're Prime, if they're National Prime, do they have shipping? Is it FBA? Is it FBM? There is so much rich data in there. And this is just one of the notifications in that API. We were really excited about the response to those. And even that data we've been able to use for other things. And then there's still, 10 other notifications we haven't even got to yet. This was a really exciting one for us, and we're still looking forward to the ones that we haven't even integrated with yet.
Yeah, the other seller details around buy box pricing, it's so important. And then being able to compare their current structure against your data, right? It's what are you doing and how can that be adjusted to make sure that you're selling your products, you're winning the buy box, that you're priced well in the market. It's amazing that now this API is available to provide a stream in real time, near real time. And I'm just curious from your end, Courtney, like on the development side, with near real time data, I'm sure there are challenges. Like what complexities went into engineering the real time data in Kapoq?
Yeah, and this is a big one. I know for our customers, like the technical side of things, they just see the front end, right? And they want that data. For us, this was a big lift because we're getting all that data coming in for any change at all, for any item, any change, it is coming. And we get everything. So it's not like one line. It's if anything changes on that ASIN, suddenly we've got 20 lines coming because we get the top 20 offers on that if there's 20. So we had to architect this very carefully. So we've got some pretty intense structures in place on the back end in our ClickHouse database to help as much with performance as possible because it is a lot of data.
I think the near real-time data, we got it right. The speeds, the load times of these pages, providing large amounts of it is amazing to see, like the scale of certain catalogs. There are so many sellers on Amazon that are you could be competing with if you're a reseller, if you're selling products that are broadly available in different businesses.
And I do want to give a special shout out to our product team because Amazon only gives us the seller ID, and we have been trying to fill in those seller IDs with seller names. So to our customers, if you're still seeing seller IDs, we are trying to map them for you so that you don't have to go look yourself. And it is a very tedious process. So it's been a lot of work. So thank you guys for helping.
Yeah, you guys have built a great catalog of sellers. And I wonder at this point how many we have logged.
Last count was about 16,000.
Wow.
That we've logged.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. I'm curious to know who the most consistent seller is.
Oh, that's a good, one day we'll have to take a look.
Yeah, pretty remarkable.
I do really have to shout out our development team and our quant teams because last but not least, I did want to talk about major performance improvements. So we had a really big push this last year on performance as part of new builds, even rewriting old code as they go when they're working on enhancements to things that already exist. But we did specifically take time this year for larger things. So things like updating our own tech stack and then going back and rebuilding some big pieces of the foundation that needed to be. So we had, I think, about 3 or 4 months in the middle of the year where that was all we focused on. And unfortunately, that does mean that's time that we're not building new product, but at the end of the day, it's really important for our customers because if we don't have a solid foundation, then things are just not going to run as smoothly. For us, it was absolutely worth it. And we've got a better back end. It's much cleaner for our devs to go in there and work end. And then our customers definitely saw the performance improvements on the front end. We're going to continue doing that in 2026. We already have some other projects on our docket, but I wanted to give them that shout out because it's the sort of work that is not necessarily front and center and not necessarily seen by our customers in that way. But hopefully as they're going through the app, they feel it in the way that the pages load and things like that.
Yeah, that's a big addition is just maintaining the speed in the platform. And it's a reason we have certain customers who ironically couldn't access their data in Amazon. downloads, the reporting, the pages that they're trying to load, because of the size of the data these customers had, weren't able to leverage it. And so they had to look externally. Stumbling upon us and realizing that Kapoq could be that solution was rewarding. So let's transition. I know I am more than thrilled and excited because I feel like in the past 4 years of us being a business, we've truly laid the groundwork for what's coming next. And this year will be all about us expanding where our customers are growing and leaning harder into what's new, what's made available in the APIs. And, like we were talking about, adding more real-time data. I'm truly pumped about our vision and our direction. So fill our customers in. What are we up to this 2026?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's been so hard keeping some of these secret because some of them are in the works. I will say deferred transactions data is finally coming. We did have some issues with it earlier in the year where the data from Amazon wasn't actually correct. And so we did have to wait for them to go in and fix it. All those issues have been smoothed over, and then it was just a matter of us being able to have the time to go ahead and add it into our P&L. So that will be coming. You will be able to see your deferred transactions every month and have a record of that. It will be just as detailed as the rest of the P&L, so you'll be able to see it down to the transaction line. We're not going to keep that hidden from you guys. We want you to be able to see exactly what was held back. So that one's pretty big.
Yeah, the timing of deferred transactions, obviously it's being delayed, deferred to a later date. It's inconclusive on why Amazon's doing it. Clearly, they're withholding funds to help pay for fees or returns that could be experienced down the road. And so it makes sense what they're up to and why.
Yeah. And then this one we've been working on quietly in Q4. We have a couple of closed beta users, but Walmart Marketplace API integration is coming. We had the advertising API. Finally, retail data will be available to complement that advertising connection that we already offer. We're really excited to announce that we are now a Walmart Marketplace partner. So we went through the whole process. We are listed as a partner for them officially. So look ahead to that early in Q1. And we will have a few places where you'll be able to see this initially. So both performance and comparison and analytics, plus the customer orders module, and then as well as the metric tiles and some of the widgets. So we're so excited about that. Yeah. And actually, that's just one API channel extension.
What more can we be doing?
I know, it's so crazy. If you can believe it, we're also going to be offering Criteo advertising API. So for those of you who do target advertising through Criteo, we will also be offering that API connection. Obviously, they have other retailers, brick and mortar retailers, and so all of that will function. So we're really excited that we're actually going to be expanding for not one channel, but two, and bringing that in. So we got a little crazy in Q4 and just decided, you know what, 2 API integrations, we can do this. And we'll be offering that in Q1 for both of those.
Yeah, I knew, but it's super exciting. Our customers aren't Amazon only customers anymore. They want to serve their clients and the brands that are operating across all these channels, and multi-channel operations are just more prevalent, and us being able to support and provide that in one unified software solution, one cohesive approach, it's going to help our customers be more effective and efficient. And again, we have the foundation that's already established that they can then be familiar with to then execute upon. It's amazing to be able to hook up to these new APIs, Walmart, retail, Criteo, and really thrilled that it's all happening and we'll all be here before we know it.
Yeah, we really started out as we're Amazon focused. We want to do everything for Amazon. But then we got to a point where it's okay, we're doing a lot of stuff for Amazon, but our customers, they're really telling us they need other things. So it was time to expand, and we're really excited to do. And I'm sure that there will be other channel expansion down the line.
Definitely. We build that good, strong Amazon foundation. So it's the next natural step for us.
Yep.
For sure.
There's another one that our customers have been begging us for. I think this is probably one of the most, if not the most requested enhancements from our customers. So I just want to say before I I announced this one, we hear you. So a custom data export, we have been asked a lot to be able to either view or export data at different aggregation levels for metrics for a chosen time period. And what I mean by that is, for instance, being able to export specific metrics by day or week or month. Or maybe they want to do all SKUs for a set of metrics by day, by week, by month, or maybe at the account level. So we've got a lot of new ideas for that. We know that's going to be really useful, and we can start with an export and then go from there. These are really valuable views.
Agreed. Let them define their own exports, and we'll give them all the tools so they can do that. It's very exciting.
Exactly. And then another one that we've been keeping very quiet because it's still in progress, but we've made a lot, is budget automation. So this is another one that we have gotten a lot of requests for, but we needed to make sure that it was done right. And so that's what we're currently working on, is doing it right. This has been in the works behind the scenes for a while, and this will launch with support for both Amazon and Walmart for sponsored ads. And it will essentially allow you to automatically manage your budgets based on very simple inputs. And you can do different optimization goals as well. So for instance, you can prioritize spends, ACoS, or CPA, and then we'll go ahead and do the budgets based on that, and we'll spread it across your campaigns. There is, of course, a really nice loader behind it with logic, just like we do for our bid automation. And then there is going to be pacing across those budgets and the calendar month as well, down to the daily level. There's also going to be optional overrides for specific days in a calendar view. So for instance, if you have a tentpole event coming up like Prime Day and you know you're going to need to put more spend into those days ahead of you, you can do that. There's some overrides at the campaign level too if you need to have a min-max set for certain campaigns, or if there's some campaigns you just need to freeze budget for whatever reason. We want this MVP launch to be incredibly successful and really hit all of the possible edge cases that we can. And we're so excited to bring that to our customer. So we're still working on that, but we're getting there. We're making a lot of really great progress.
Yeah, of course. Budget pacing will be an issue of the past. Very thrilled to be able to bring that to the table and provide all those various levers, like you mentioned, to allow our users to spend the money on the specific dates in the calendar that makes sense to them based on events and whatnot.
Yep. And then we talk about performance and reporting, and there's one thing that I think our customers will appreciate, but a lot of it will be more of the back end side of things. We're currently in a closed beta with Amazon for additional Amazon marketing stream data, which is near real-time data from Amazon. Previously, we were only getting it for sponsored products, but now they're opening it up to a lot of other things. So sponsored brands, sponsored display, we're getting it at the search term level, basically all the levels we need to go ahead and switch over to that from reporting. And that might not seem like a big deal, but for Kapoq to fully lean into this data and remove reliance on pulling reports means that we don't have to do as much loading overnight as we currently do. So that right there is going to mean performance improvements. So we're not going to have hours and hours of reports loading and people logging on, and there's some slow times because we're still trying to load data and so on and so forth. That is not going to be the case anymore because we're getting real real-time data coming in and we don't need to pull those reports.
I think you touched on the most important thing is the near real-time data. So
Right.
matching
Yes.
the console.
Yeah. And that is what, like, that right there, I think is what our customers should be excited about. So no longer are we going to be beholden to, here's the data from yesterday. Now we can give you real or near real-time data from the past hour. So that is going to be really exciting. That's going to change a lot of things for us. It's also going to mean that we can do things on tentpole event days, give you real-time dashboards to see how your performance is doing during those times. And as a cherry on top, it also means that through the AMS stream, we can get 15 months of backfill data for advertising. That is amazing. Not 90 days, 15 months.
Wow.
Yep.
It's a very exciting shift, that's for sure.
Yeah. And then The last thing that I want to talk about, because it's by far the largest project we're going to work on this year, just because it will be ongoing, is DSP expansion. So we've been so focused on sponsored ads since the beginning, and for good reason. We had a lot to build out for that. Our bid automation is such a focus for us, but we really haven't done much with DSP, and it's becoming more and more relevant. So we are going to start in Q1 really making this into something that is just as powerful as our sponsored ads. And what I mean by that is that we're going to have a phased project throughout the year that is going to bring actionable insight and flexibility, just like we do with our sponsors. And it won't necessarily be one-to-one because DSP does not work the same. And we understand that. And so we will be building alerts that are DSP specific. We may bring in similar tools, but they won't necessarily have the same logic or work the exact same way as our sponsored ads tools will. But we will build on the foundational pieces. So additional metrics, we know we don't have all of them in there. We just have a subset, making sure you can edit. So there is a ton for us to do. And that's going to be the whole year. And tied in with that, and we alluded to this earlier when we were talking about AMC, is audiences. We also have a project upcoming to create audiences through AMC. And that audience creation support will actually be across all Amazon ad types. So you'll have full funnel support, but obviously that will also apply to DSP as well, making sure that audience creation functions with that. And then I also want to make note, because this is important to that, is that audience aware bid modifiers are also on the way. So we're working on that on the back end. I believe that should be coming out in the next month or so. So we're already making strides to get all of these pieces in place. But we know that DSP is the focus, and we need to build that up and give you guys the tools you need to manage it.
For sure. Yeah, Amazon is definitely pushing for this, and DSP, AMC, search, it's all a part of this same ecosystem now.
Yep.
And we want to ensure that our customers have all the tools to manage these various media formats. We're on the stage of breaking through and building DSP management tools and solutions.
Those are the big things, as well as those customer requests keep coming in, and we're going to keep building. Regardless of this list, there's going to be other things happening. Our team's going to keep building those medium to small projects. We'll be flexible. So things are going to come up. We're going to have to shift some priorities to make sure we get them done. Amazon loves throwing wrenches in our plans, but we always meet that challenge, and we make sure that we get in there and we get the things done that need to be done. I think we're going to have a really exciting year. I think our customers are going to be really pleased with what we put out. I don't know that I've ever seen the team this hyped about what we have upcoming in the next year. So that in itself feels really special and really good.
Yeah, I am right there with you. I am more excited than ever before for Kapoq and our future and what our customers will be able to benefit from in development. It's going to be a really prosperous 2026 for them, for us. And yeah, I think at the core, what remains true is, again, we are committed to building product that supports our customers who are on the front lines, who are doing the work. So thanks for being so committed to listening, to building amazing products and solutions. We have a really talented team, and can't do it without all those who are developing on the back end. Kudos to our developers. Happy New Year to all of you.
Happy New Year's to all of you.
Love it. Cheers.